Excuse me, but it is scientist Kelsey to you, okay? I have a degree.
I just remembered that I have a huge project that I need to do, and I haven't even started on it. I need your super professional and totally legitimate scientific knowledge to help me pass.
I don't know, man. I think I'm on the verge of a major scientific discovery here. I mean, I got vinegar, I got baking soda. I think I'm onto something, and if I help you, I'll forget.
Come on, please. I need to learn all the ins and outs of strychnine by tonight to write my report. If you can't help me, I'll be stuck to reading books.
Not books! I can't let a friend of mine suffer such a fate. I'll help you out for sure. Let's go to my secret lab. To my secret lab.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, I just fixed it up for you. It's pretty good. Yeah?
So my presentation is due in like 12 hours, so what can you tell me?
So strychnine. That's a pretty intense one. Strychnine poisoning can have some of the most dramatic and painful reactions of any known toxin. It's a pretty crazy alkaloid.
A what?
An alkaloid.
A what?
An alkaloid.
A what?
An alkaloid.
What the heck is that?
Oh, I got you. So, an alkaloid is basically anything from a class of naturally occurring organic bases. Oh, and it's gotta have nitrogen in it, or it's just not an alkaloid. They're found primarily in plants. Morphine is an alkaloid, and so is nicotine. But don't worry, guys, this isn't real. Stay in school.
Wait, they're found in plants? Oh my gosh, I love plants. Wait, like what plant? Can I have the plant?
Well, strychnine comes primarily from this plant called Strychnos nux vomica. It's found primarily in southern Asia and Australia, but you know what, friendo? We've got one right here.
Okay.
I know. Just bask in the glow for a second. Okay, we're good. So, strychnine's molecular formula is pretty crazy too. C21, H22, N2, that's the nitrogen we were talking about earlier, you know, because it's an alkaloid. O2. It's white, odorless, and bitter. Kind of like you.
I don't get it.
It's a crystalline solid that is not soluble in water and is only soluble in alcohol and other similar solvents with a lot of difficulty. Tea?
Sure.
Strychnine is a highly toxic substance. 2 different studies were taken to find the LD50 for strychnine. They discovered that it's somewhere between 2.2 and 5.8 milligrams per kilogram for females and 6.4 and 14 milligrams per kilogram for males. That means for every kilogram a woman might weigh, 2.2 to 5.8 milligrams of strychnine would be needed to kill her. So then, how much do you weigh? Okay, great. That means you weigh a little over 45 kilograms. Assuming a lethal dose for you falls around where the LD50 does, I'd need 5.8 milligrams times your weight in kilograms. That means, hypothetically, if this were strychnine I was putting into your drink right now, I'd only need 261 milligrams to kill you. Isn't this fun?
Oh, thanks.
No problem. Strychnine can get into your body in a lot of different ways now that I think about it. It can be swallowed, obviously, or it can be inhaled, absorbed through the nose or mouth, or inserted intravenously, you know, through the vein. Any questions so far?
Yeah, actually. Assuming somebody did get strychnine inside of them, what kind of symptoms would they experience?
Ah, yes. High doses of strychnine can start showing symptoms 15 to 30 minutes after exposure. The poor soul's muscles will begin to spasm continuously, starting with the head and the neck and then working its way down until the entire body is convulsing uncontrollably. These spasms can be incredibly intense and only increase in severity with the slightest stimuli. Eventually, neural pathways will become paralyzed and the body will become so exhausted by the spasming that they will soon perish. Brain death and respiratory failure will soon follow and the victim will die.
Fun.
You betcha!
How does it do that to the muscles? You know, make them spasm?
Good question, my estudiante. You see, I shall explain that through the use of amazing animations that I have done all by myself. A bazaar! Here's how it works. There are all sorts of chemicals in the body that control nerve signals to the muscles. These chemicals are kind of like an off switch. When that little switch is flipped on, the muscles will spasm and convulse painfully. Strychnine basically blocks the chemical from working properly, keeping the switch flipped on and the muscles going crazy.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. I'm going to art school in September, so.
Yeah, I can tell. I'll get in the colors.
Thanks.
My pleasure. Good work. So, how would someone get treated for strychnine poisoning if they were poisoned with it, hypothetically? And what are some of the lasting effects of it?
Well, decontamination is the main treatment, getting the drug out of your system. Definitely head to a hospital, though. Supportive care from the hospital is good, too, like receiving intravenous fluids, convulsion medication to stop muscle spasms, and cooling you down if your temperature gets too high. Luckily, if you get the care and treatment you need and, survive, you shouldn't really experience any lasting effects. Pretty neat, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yep. Wait, no, don't drink that! That's the strychnine, dude. If you put all that inside of you, you're gonna have a bad time.
What? So, what, you didn't poison me earlier?
What? No, of course not. I'm here to bestow knowledge, not untimely death.
Oh, well that's good. Good to know you're not some crazy serial killer or something.
Yeah.
Right.
You know who is a crazy serial killer, though? Thomas Neal Cream.
Ooh, nice transition.
Thanks. Let's open the serial killer vault.
Do we have to do it here? It's a little dark.
Of course we do. It adds dramatic effect. You can turn yours on too, it adds to the spooky. Alright, pal of mine. Now settle down and let me tell you the tale of the Lambeth poisoner. Thomas Neal Cream was born in Glasgow, Scotland in 1850 as the oldest of 8 other children. His family moved to Canada in 1854, where he attended college and later opened his first medical practice. Now, a popular stereotype is that people in Canada are always kind, but for Cream, this certainly wasn't the case. During his time in Ontario, he killed one woman, Kate Gardner, with chloroform when she came to him for an abortifacient. When suspicions arose after Gardner's body was found in an outhouse behind his office, Cream quickly fled Ontario and opened up a new practice, this time in Chicago, Illinois. There, he continued his practice as an abortionist. He was assisted by an African-American woman named Hattie Mack. Here, he killed another woman named Mary Ann Faulkner, but was acquitted despite Mack testifying against him. The jury simply didn't take the word of a black woman against the young doctor. This mistake gave him the opportunity to kill again. Another patient died that same month after ingesting medicine Cream had prescribed. He escaped this murder free of trial, too. After these 3 murders, Cream changed his murder weapon, deciding on strychnine as his new way to kill. In 1881, a woman named Julia Stott came across an advertisement Cream had placed, claiming he had a cure for epilepsy. She came to Cream's practice in Chicago in hopes of purchasing the pills for her husband Daniel. Using the pills, Daniel's condition began to improve. Stott returned several times for more of them, until suddenly, things took a tragic turn. In June of that same year, Daniel began seizing uncontrollably until his eventual death. An epileptic seizure was given as the cause of death. Despite this conclusion, Cream tried to frame a local druggist for the murder, claiming that Daniel was killed by an error in the prescription. Stott was exhumed and his body investigated. It was discovered that there was enough strychnine in Daniel's system to kill him 3 times over. However, Cream's plans to frame the druggist failed. Instead, it was Cream who was arrested and tried for the murders. After good behavior, and supposedly a little bribery, Cream was released from prison in 1891. After his release, he quickly moved overseas, to England, where he would kill again. His prior murders seemed to be conducted with no real motive other than perhaps his own curiosity. However, his time in prison changed him. He had picked up a severe drug habit and became obsessed with women, carrying pornographic pictures of them around with him, and talking about them in ways that were said to be far from agreeable. This obsession was made clear in his next series of victims. 4 female prostitutes, all killed with strychnine. Ellen Donworth, only 19 years old at the time of her death, was found dead from strychnine poisoning on October 13th, 1891. A week later, 27-year-old Matilda Clover, another prostitute, was found dead from what was at the time thought to be alcoholism, but was later revealed to also be strychnine poisoning. At that moment, Cream could not be linked to the crime, but his time would come soon enough. Alice Marsh and Emma Shrevell were Cream's last victims. The 2 prostitutes were found dead, murdered with strychnine. At this time, Cream was given a new name, the Lambeth Poisoner. Forgetting his lack of success with blackmail during the Daniel Stott case, Cream tried to blackmail 2 innocent doctors for the murder of Matilda Clover. The doctors brought these attempts forward, and Thomas was brought to police attention. Matilda's case was reopened, and Cream was charged with her and the other murders. He was sentenced to death and hung at Newgate Prison on November 15th, 1892. Actually, his last words were, "I am Jack," before he was interrupted by the noose. This led a lot of people to speculate that he was the infamous Jack the Ripper, despite being in prison for the first time during the time of those killings. Isn't that really cool, buddy? Buddy. You okay there, pal?
Dude, a guy killed a bunch of people with something you've just got sitting next to the sugar in your lab? That's pretty messed up.
Well, I guess so, but not all levels of strychnine are gonna kill you, or even cause you any real harm. Like I said before, you just have to have that specific dose.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I wouldn't lie to you.
Well, there you go.
There you go. So, did you learn a lot? Get enough information for your project?
I think so, actually. Thanks for your help and your strychnine knowledge.
Thanks. I'm pretty good at typing things into Google, so just hit me up if you need any more help.
I sure will.
Alright, that's great. Now get out of my house. What? Dude, I've got more science to do. I can't just sit around here all day and teach you about strychnine. I gotta go back up to my vinegar and my baking soda.
Thanks for all your help. My project's gonna be great because of you. And no reading necessary.
No problem, man. Good luck with everything.